This is a T422 production.
If you want to talk some Simpsons, we do it with distinction. Insert brain here. With Springfield in our vision, our spirit is embiggened. Insert brain here. Flanders, Quimby, Otto, Man, the Hasapima, pedal on. Insert brain here. We've got Simpsons to ponder. Here comes David and Connor. Insert brain here.
Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host Connor, and with me, as always, is my co-host David.
That's me.
Today we're talking about Season 3, Episode 12, I Married Marge.
You did?
He's done a funny bit. Look at him go! Making me proud. Original air date, December 26th, 1991. Boxing Day, if you can believe it.
Yeah. Yep.
My God, you imagine a TV show airing now on Boxing Day?
It'd have to be some sort of New Year special early release.
Or Boxing Day special. I think
Or Boxing Day
Doctor Who did a
special.
Boxing Day special.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. Yeah, actually might be one of the very few episodes I watched.
I'm going to take this opportunity to plug our other podcast, Movie House.
Good plug there, good plug. Yep.
This Friday just passed, we covered the movie Joker from 2019.
Mhm.
The Wacky Phoenix one. Where, to ride the Algorithmic Express. Because we were riding the Algorithmic Express of the release of Joker 2, big flop in cinemas.
That's the one.
It's already on DVD. This upcoming episode, not this Friday but next Friday, we will be covering the 2016 Grindhouse slasher classic, modern classic, Terrifier.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're doing that. Some would say it's already been recorded.
Yeah.
Those people would be liars. David, what was this episode about?
Well, the intro for this leads into Marge and Homer having some sort of pregnancy scare where Marge buggers off to the doctors because the pregnancy test is inconclusive.
Yeah, Homer got a real cheap pregnancy test and it just doesn't work right.
Yeah.
It's supposed to give you red or blue and it gives Marge pink.
Blue or purple.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Marge is off to the doctors. and Homer decides to do some reminiscing with the kids who don't want to do any reminiscing. So they frequently disappear, go off playing games, and get dragged back to the couch because Homer realizes they're gone over the course of the episode.
What story is he telling them, David?
He's telling them how they got married in the first place.
How he got married to the kids?
How him and Marge got married. And
you can't see it, but
the birth of Bart.
I'm sure you can hear the big smile that appeared on my face when I caught him up with that one.
Yeah.
And I tripped him up.
Yeah. And the eye roll and yeah.
Sinking
Another
lower
grey hair grew in that moment.
Steady on, Gandalf.
Working my way to Gandalf the White.
Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight. Remember that?
Yeah.
Couple of this is the classics radio station. All the classic memes you love to forget. This week, overly attached girlfriend.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
She's like a proper content creator now. She does like
Yeah.
YouTube videos and stuff.
Yeah.
She's actually quite entertaining. I like watching her stuff sometimes.
But anyway.
It's Bad Luck Brian. Join us next week when we'll be
Okay.
Join us next week when we'll be talking to Velociraptor. Or Velociraptor?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh man.
Is that the biggest interruption I've ever given you a recap?
No.
I think you should
But
keep.
it's pretty close.
What was the biggest one?
Oh, I don't even remember
Okay.
it. That wasn't my edit.
Fuck knows. It's in
Years
the
ago.
episode. If it was mine,
Yeah.
carry on.
So, also one of the other sort of topics that comes up is Bart's birth and all that, first child. Homer, how he got his job at the power plant.
Yep.
The kids are quite excited about the fact that they prospective new child in the family.
Right.
The episode rounds off as Marge comes back and goes, not pregnant.
And what happens then?
Homer and Marge high five because they're very excited and happy about that.
But it's just after Homer's given a big speech about how he loves his kids and such.
Yes, the 3 greatest gifts they've ever had are his kids.
Very good, David. Is that the end of the recap?
Sure.
Oh my god, what a recap that was.
It was indeed. You sound like you need a break.
I think I might. I might break. I just might. And I probably will.
Good.
David, what did you think of this episode of The Simpsons? You thought I'd forgotten I was just luring you into a false sense of security so I could yank your trousers down.
Thank you.
What did you think of this episode of The Simpsons, I Married Marge?
I quite like a bit of a story episode. So I quite like the sort of, storyteller situation.
Right. Okay, I get what you mean now.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I think most episodes have stories in them, but I'd have to check. Some of the later ones, maybe not so much.
Oh, less and less as it goes on, I'm sure.
The last couple of seasons have been pretty good. But no,
Right.
I thought this one was good as well. It's a very sweet story.
Yeah.
But not to the point of being sickly.
No. I think it's a bit of a trip down memory lane, and I think that in the process of that, Homer almost grows a little bit as a person and as a father.
I certainly felt closer to him than I did before we watched the episode.
Yeah. It has a bit of a heartfelt moment at the end, which nicely comes back into a little funny gag.
It's funny you should mention that, David. I'm having a memory of my own, actually, a little flashback. It's the memory of the first time that you and I were visited by 3 blind mice. Do you remember how that went?
I do indeed.
Tell me about it.
I named them 3 blind mice. I named the episode the segment 3 blind mice
That
trivia.
was season 1, episode 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the first time that we encountered the 3 blind mice. I'm talking about before the episode. Remember how we've met?
Yeah.
That was on podcast. I'm talking off pod, because also we met the 3 blind mice in our personal lives prior to the podcast, and then we hired them as actors.
Yeah.
It's all a bit, folks. They're not actually blind.
No.
You could say that's ableist, but it was a different time last year.
And it's also hard enough to find 3 mice that understand the Simpsons enough to actually write trivia for us.
Oh, I might be ableist, but I'm not mousist.
Exactly.
I'm not racist towards mice.
Yeah. I'm not going to hire 3 rats just because they happen to be blind.
This guy will say anything. You should go on Joe Rogan.
Oh, I should.
The Joe Rogan Experience. Talk about your thoughts on how you shouldn't hire rats
for 3 blind mice job. Yeah.
Sounds like a sex thing. 3 blind mice
really
job.
does.
Okay. That was my lead into trivia, by the way. I got so sidetracked I didn't even do trivia.
Yep.
Worst one so far.
Good.
Wait a minute. 3 blind mice carrying trivia. We skipped Ion Springfield.
Oh yeah.
I'm so loosey goosey.
I was not expecting the trivia thing, which is why I got segued into it. Anyway, I just went
really
with
pulled you in. Oh my god. Well. That's
a very good edit.
David, that's the sound of Ion Springfield. What is this fucking show anymore? Oh my god, I'm all over. David, who is Cletus? Sorry, Ion Springfield is a segment in a show in which we cover characters who made their first appearance on The Simpsons. In the episode that we're watching.
Yep.
David, who is Cletus?
Is he one of the two people that turn up for the interview for the power plant originally?
Wrong.
Very good.
Cletus is one of the people who gets married.
Oh, right, yes.
I keep wanting to call it the Chapel of Love, but that's Back to the Future too.
Right.
You remember when what's her face is?
Aye.
She's
Aye.
Her from Adventures in Babysitting and Hollow Man, Elizabeth Shue. She's walking around Martin McFly's future house and she sees a photo of herself getting married to him. And she's like, I get married at the Chapel of Love?
Yeah.
David, who is Aileen?
Aileen. Is that the person he marries?
Wow, you're on the ball. Yes, it is. David, who is Ted Bustle?
Is that one of the guys that turns up to the interview?
Yes, very good.
Good.
Who is Lou Collier?
Is that the other guy that turns up to the
Yes,
interview?
it is.
Nice. The
David.
Alabama division.
Very good. One of them was, yes.
Yeah, I think probably Lou.
Who knows? David, who is Charles Townsend?
Charles Townsend. Does that sound like a real person? It's a good, convincing name. If I don't know.
You don't know? You're not even going to give it a guess?
Is that the person that's marrying people?
No, David. Charles Townsend is a character in the TV show Charlie's Angels. His voice can be heard when Barney and Homer are watching TV.
Right.
That's Charles. That's Charlie. Charlie's Angels. Charles Townsend. That's his name.
Good.
That wasn't a trick when I didn't.
Aye.
That's his name.
Aye.
And he's in the episode.
Aye.
You're acting like I pulled a fast one on you. That's
Aye.
real. David, who is Jill Monroe?
Fuck is Jill Monroe? I don't know, man. Is it the sort of weird Pac-Man figure?
You think
Sure.
You think Jill Monroe is Ms. Pac-Man's legal name? Her maiden name?
Could be.
Jill Monroe is the character that Farrah Fawcett plays on the TV show Charlie's Angels, where her voice can be heard on the TV. When Homer and Barney are watching television.
Very good. Very good.
This is the highlight of my week, just to let you know.
I know it is.
David, who is Barnacle Bill?
Barnacle Bill.
Mm-hmm.
When the fuck did I see it or hear anyone?
I'll give you a clue. He is in the episode, and he is named.
Oh, okay.
Now I've said this before, and it has meant very little, but
it does mean very little.
What was the one that I said last episode that really threw you for a loop?
That was Elvis, but his Aaron or whatever his fucking middle name is.
Because Elvis and I are such good friends that we're on middle name basis.
Yeah, that's the fucker.
That was more of a twist than just saying the names of characters who were in Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
But David, who's Barnacle Bill?
I have no idea, mate. None at all.
I'm afraid you have to guess in order for me to move on.
I don't know. Young Barney? It's not.
David, Barnacle Bill is the character on the box of pregnancy tests that Homer gets for Marge. It's the Barnacle Bill pregnancy test. In fact, his face is in the episode and his name is next to the face. It's a close-up shot. It's a big joke that you mentioned in your recap.
Yeah, I did.
You can't pin that one on me.
No. That's a fair one. Yep.
David, who is Hazel?
Oh, no, Connor.
Plenty more to go.
2 women ago, I was like, I don't know, ran out of women.
I'll give you a clue. She's not on Charlie's Angels.
Right. Is she one of the people that's on TV during one of Homer's segments where he's back in the house, not like in the present time?
No.
Sound.
Hazel is the woman that Homer sells knives to. He's doing door-to-door sales.
The old lady.
There's a real one. There you go.
Yeah. Forgot she was even in the episode.
Very good. David, who is Doris Troy?
Another woman in the episode that apparently has more women in it than I remember.
It is indeed, David. This one has lines.
Oh,
It's
God.
a speaking part.
Right. Oh, what film? What jobs did Homer actually do? Is she the person that's seeking the attack dogs on Homer when he's the attack dummy tester?
Wrong-o. I'm
Okay.
afraid, David. Doris Troy is the woman playing the music at the wedding.
Ah, right. Okay. Fair enough.
You know?
Yeah.
Nah. David, who is Milford A. Alexander?
Still haven't done the pastor. So is that the pastor that was
Correct,
marrying them?
David, it is.
Nice. Finally got one.
David, who is Pitiless Instructor?
Is that the instructor that's seeking attack dogs
It
on
is
Homer?
indeed correct.
Nice.
David, lastly, who is Rolling Driver?
Rolling driver.
Hmm?
When was a rolling driver in there? I don't know, man. What jobs did Homer do here?
You tell me. It was your recap.
He's not the driver sitting in the background of a shot when Marge is on the phone saying she thinks that she's pregnant at the roller derby bit.
Wrong-o.
I was going to say, if that is the case, you might be getting a fucking mic launched at you.
No, David. Rolling Driver is the guy who drives the Rolling Donut Delivery Van.
Oh.
That's the name of the company.
Nice.
That was
Okay,
the first
that's
one.
fair.
I
Legitimate.
couldn't think of a good thing. You know the guy who does the pyramid scheme?
Mhm.
I couldn't think of a good thing for that, so I just left him off.
Right. Yeah,
It's a
the
good job 'cause
trapezoid.
trapezoid weirdo.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. Okay,
That's the end of Ion Springfield.
very good.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Every
Whatever.
time it's different.
It's always the same until now. Now
Yeah,
I'm changing
fair.
it. That's the end of Ion Springfield, David.
Good.
It started as trivia. I'm sure you'll do something with that in the edit.
God only knows what.
Nothing.
Absolutely not.
You'll leave all the-
unedited, raw.
That's how most of the episodes go out. You just cut out big swaths of it to get it down to 35 minutes and shove it out. Half
Yeah.
baked.
You can tell where the cuts are because halfway through you saying a word or something.
Here's trivia time. Producer Sam Simon was concerned that the writers were being inefficient with the episode.
Mm-hmm.
He felt that the three plots of Homer and Marge's marriage, the birth of Bart, and Homer getting his job should have been extended into 3 separate episodes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that is a very bad idea.
Fun fact about Sam Simon, he's passed away. That's not a fun fact.
Right.
He's
yeah.
passed away, but he was married to Jennifer Tilly.
Oh,
I think I
okay.
mentioned that before, but she's obviously Tilly in The Bride of Chucky and other Chucky films.
Yeah.
Homer going door to door selling knives was a reference to Cutco. It manufactured a brand of kitchen knives which got sold by mail order.
Mm-hmm.
Most sales were made by young people looking to gain experience. I've done a door to door job before when I was younger. Have you?
Yeah. I did a door-to-door vacuum cleaner sales.
Did you sell many vacuums?
I think I sold one.
I did door to door charity fundraising
Ah.
in a very rough part of Glasgow.
Yeah.
I had more dogs sicked on me than I did make sales. I think I had maybe one.
Yeah.
But no, I had 0 sales technically.
The vacuum cleaner that I was selling was a £2,800 vacuum cleaner.
The fuck? I always try to get people to sign up for £3 and they were like, get the fuck out of here. And this was pre-pandemic as well. Everyone was loaded back then.
Yep.
This episode marks the first appearance of Smithers' first name, Waylon.
Yep.
He was named after the puppeteer Wayland Flowers.
Oh, okay.
Here's a fun one for you.
Uh-huh.
The Soviet Union officially dissolved the same day this episode aired.
You know what? I knew that somewhere, I just hadn't made the connection.
26th of December 1991.
Yep.
Julie Kavner, who plays Marge,
Mm-hmm.
won an Emmy for this episode. What do you
Fair
think?
enough.
The title of the episode is a reference to the TV show I Married Joan. It's from
Right.
from the 50s.
Yeah.
The clip of Homer leaving a screening of The Empire Strikes Back and spoiling it for the people waiting in line
Yeah.
was included on the Star Wars Complete Saga Blu-ray release.
All right.
The staff were concerned over the animation of the characters' eyes in this episode, as the pupils were larger than normal, making the characters look stoned, and the eyeballs were too round and large.
Okay.
The animation artists at the animation studio in South Korea, where much of the animation process takes place, had begun stenciling the eyes with a template, which resulted in a strangely round eyes which look a little too big sometimes and much too perfect. Very un-Simpsons-like.
Right.
That's all the trivia I have.
Ah. Okay. Very good.
That's the end of 3 Blind Mice trivia. A nice little short trivia segment for you.
Nice little trip down memory lane there.
I almost sneezed. I'm allergic to bad podcasting.
Why the hell aren't you sneezing more? I should probably say that again because you clapped in the middle of it.
That was
Just in case I try and keep it. Why the hell aren't you sneezing more?
I take antibiotics.
Why does that sound like the start of a fucking ad?
It's because of Shit Podcast Off. My one-stop medical shop for all shit podcast removal. It helps keep my system clear and functioning, even in the presence of awful podcasts being recorded with my involvement. Check out your local pharmacist for whatever I said that thing was
Shit
called.
podcast off.
That's the one. Sounds more like a cleaning
Yeah.
than it does. I don't know how to do medicine.
I
names.
have no idea.
It's all like Tylenol or
Some shit.
Moxidil,
Yeah.
something like that. Podcastinol. There we go. I've
that's
done it.
Yeah,
Edit that together.
I will.
Make something out of that.
Sorted.
Well, David, do you want to talk about the episode for a bit?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Well, I'm afraid you must. It's weird to me. We talk about this every time there's a flashback episode, and by that I mean the one other flashback episode that there was. But it's weird to see Homer being in like his 20s, 24,
Mm-hmm.
in 1980,
Mm-hmm.
the year that The Empire Strikes Back was released.
Yep.
I think by today's standard, he wouldn't even have been 24 when Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that film was 20 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
So it would line up
It would,
around about. If they did
it'd be
this
close,
episode
yeah.
now, they'd have to, you'd be going to see Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith.
yeah. Wow.
Eesh.
Yeah, it just makes you. It makes you really think about the fact that it's quite an old episode, isn't it?
And how long The Simpsons has been going on for.
Yeah.
Bart and this is born in 1980, 1981, right?
Oh no.
If he was the age he is now, he'd have been born in 2014.
Yeah. Yeah, quite a difference.
That's like 35 years.
Yeah.
Makes you think almost. Let's go to David's one bit of animation that he actually quite liked. This is a segment of this show where David gives me one bit of animation in this episode that he actually quite liked. David, what is your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked?
Well, Connor, my one bit of animation that I actually quite liked. This episode is it's actually really quite a short bit, and it's the bit where Marge is reading the Homer's letter that he left her.
Oh,
And
yes.
she's crying on the letter, and
Uh-huh.
the way that the tears they land on the
I don't know
letter.
why I went,
Fucking Aaron over here.
I know what you mean.
And the tears are blotting the ink on the
And
letter.
ink is running. It's very
actually
nice, yeah.
very cool. At one point, one of the tears actually sort of distorts the letter from the liquid effect of the droplet sitting on the. Yeah,
It's very well done.
yeah. Good attention to detail there.
Aye. Do you have anything for Boyish? Or someone got fired for that blunder? The segment in this show where we cover errors and goofs and gaffes and such in the episode.
Yes, I did clock at one point where Homer's green car that you see in the flashback.
The one with the chain for a steering wheel.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. And at one point they're driving along, it cuts to a wide angle shot, and it's yellow instead of green.
I like that that's the same car that he had in the previous flashback where he and Marge met, and you see him sell it in this episode.
Yes,
That's a nice bit of continuity.
it is a very good bit of continuity, and they seem to have kept it mostly about almost the exact same kind of car, and
Aside from that time it changes colour.
except from the time it changes colour. Yeah.
Very good. I don't have anything for Boyish. Hope someone got fired for that blunder, so that's great.
I think that's the only thing I spotted. So,
What an episode.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
what do you think about Homer's aspirations to be the guy who hands out the putters?
Yeah, I mean, Look, I've never been to a mini golf course in my fucking life. I think I've been in a car that went by one once. I was in the car with you and we drove past one.
Yeah.
On the way up to Redacted. You know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a fine aspect. You know what? It's something that I'd maybe expect Homer to be working and aspiring to if he was like 16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not when you're 24.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. It's you might be like, what are you doing, man? Why?
Yeah. Maybe that is the point. It's a case of you've just been sitting winding a windmill at a golf course.
Yeah.
Since a mini golf course as well, like a crazy golf course.
Be battery powered, you know?
Yeah. You're utterly replaceable by a very cheap bit of robotics.
Yeah.
Even in the 90s. 80s. Even in the 80s, sorry.
1980.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going somewhere with that.
Yeah.
I think it sets the scene very well for Homer's inability to grow in the workplace and to find gainful employment.
Yeah, that's fair. If that's what he's been doing since maybe high school or whatever.
I took it that that's like a recent job.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I guessed it was maybe something that he had since like late on in high school or whatever.
Mainly it's because the way the guy says to him, like, if you keep this up, you could be handling the putters. And it's like, well, that's...
Good
if
point.
he's been there since he's 17 and now he's 24... How has he not moved up to the putters by now?
And he's still getting the speed of the windmill wrong.
True.
That might say more about Homer.
Oh God, what other job? Oh, there's the pyramid scheme. Someone tried to rope us into a pyramid scheme once.
Yeah.
I see that they mentioned it to me a few times, and they really tried to rope you in.
Yeah.
And we, I think that's a pyramid scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe did I draw a pyramid?
I think when we were looking at how
That was it.
it was structured, you're like, how is this legal in the UK?
It was a flyer that we were looking at afterwards. And
yeah.
I think I got a pen and I was
he
like,
fucking drew a pyramid around it.
zoop, and I was like,
Yeah.
there we go.
That's exactly how it's structured.
It's a pyramid scheme. So yeah.
Yeah, that was after an event that we got sort of coerced/dragged to.
Oh God.
Some fucking barbecue thing with some
Bizarre.
people higher up in the pyramid.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's
a
weird one.
swingers party without the sex.
Yeah. It did. Yeah, it was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other job. Oh, we did the door-to-door salesman thing. We talked about that.
Yeah. The tack dog dummy, essentially.
I've never had a job like that. I'll tell you this much.
No, I think that would be actually quite a cool job.
Yeah, until one of those attack dogs gets your face.
He's trained to go for the arms and legs.
They're still in training.
True.
So they haven't figured it out yet.
You'd be wearing a mesh helmet, surely.
Homer wasn't.
No, I know he wasn't, but...
Well, he wasn't wearing a crotch covering either. What if they ripped your balls off?
You'd be wearing a hard cup for that.
I
I'd
wouldn't want
iron cup.
I wouldn't want to risk it. If that cup slips to the side, you've got no cock. What about the bit where he works at the fast food place? I've never done that. I've avoided it. Thank God. KFC?
Yes.
McDonald's?
Yes.
Burger King?
No.
Pizza Hut?
No.
Tim Hortons?
All right, let's just leave it there. I've worked at 2. I've worked at 2 multiple times.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. 2 chains anyway.
Yeah, 2 chains.
Multiple locations.
How was that?
Shit.
Very good.
About as shit as you expect.
Aye, that's why I've avoided.
It's for the best.
Aye, I don't think I could do that.
You don't want to perpetually smell like the place.
Oh, God, Christ.
Because you really do.
I've worked a lot of jobs as a waiter. I could maybe have pulled a KFC or a McDonald's job when I was about 17. I think I'd shoot myself in the head if I did it now. I think that would drive me insane.
So...
But no, it's interesting trying to... I mean, I've never worked in a nuclear power plant.
No.
And I don't think I would be very good at that. And a real nuclear power plant where you actually have to know...
No.
Neither
of us have the qualifications for that.
I have the Homer Simpson level of qualifications.
Oh, I could do that, yeah.
I can eat donuts and sit at my desk.
Sleep through my shift. Yeah.
Perfect.
I could do that.
David, you're a married man.
Yes, I am.
How did the Chapello love or whatever that they get married at in this, how did that compare to your wedding?
Not that far off, but definitely a much nicer place.
That they went to?
That I went to.
Okay, God.
That I was at.
I was like,
not
oh my
them.
God.
Fucking hell, no. We were at an actual church, and but it was a similar level of attendance. It was more of an elope than...
Yeah, well, it was in a far-off, distant land.
It was. It was not in the UK.
It was in a different country.
Yes.
You had a better attendance than Homer and Marge, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. Not even any witnesses for Homer and Marge's marriage. Pretty sure there's legally got to be witnesses.
Yeah, had old Doris playing the keyboard.
Yeah, the witnesses cannot be the pastor either, and there's got to be 2 by law.
Yeah, had Cletus and whatever the other one was called.
Maybe they stuck around to be witnesses.
So I guess Homer and Marge were the witnesses for them.
Yeah, probably.
There you go, I figured it out.
Shotgun wedding.
Yeah, very good. I'm not married.
No.
I was engaged once.
Yes.
But the less said about that, the better.
Yeah, that's the redacted place.
That's redacted. It's all redacted. I took a black pen to my memory. It's all redacted now.
Swizzled a permanent marker up your nostril, and that's...
Hit it with a hammer and it went into my brain. Let's talk about this episode of The Simpsons.
God, we do everything but.
Everything but. How did you feel about Baby Bart? Before there was Baby Muppets. But maybe not, maybe after Baby Muppets. But before there was Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
And Baby Sonic and whatever the other fucking shit they've pulled out in recent years. Baby Mario or whatever.
Yeah.
There was Baby Bart.
There was indeed.
Any thoughts on Baby Bart?
I relate the whole joke with the doctor. Dr. Hibbert.
I'd swear he's minning us.
Yeah, if I didn't know better, I swear he's minning us.
That's the one. Very good.
Yeah.
I love
like
Dr.
that.
Hibbert's late 70s style with the big afro.
Yeah. He looks like a young and hip man. Yeah, he looks like a cool dude about town.
I love that he's been their doctor for all time.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this portrayal of young Dr. Herbert better than the previous flashback,
I don't remember that one very well.
where we see a Dr. Herbert who just looks like he was 10 days younger than, like, I don't know, he's got a slightly different hairstyle and a slightly different suit.
It's one of the things that I quite like about the sliding timeline that we mentioned previously, obviously, is that every time they do a flashback to Dr. Hibbert as a young man, he's got a different style.
Yeah,
There's one where I guess technically they're flashing back to the early 2000s, and he has the style of like Denzel Washington in Training Day in the doctor's office.
Yeah,
that's great.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is one of the we mentioned about the sliding time thing quite a lot, and we sort of compare about obviously we're 91 just
almost 1992. Next episode,
yeah,
will be in 1992.
We're, Boxing Day 1991.
Yeah,
at this point. But we compare it a lot because obviously there's a good time gap between then and now.
I have so much Simpsons stuffed into my brain; it's hard not to.
Yeah.
All the entire time we were watching this, I was thinking of two other episodes as well.
All right.
One was when Maggie makes 3.
Right. Yeah.
You know the one it ends with the thing everyone remembers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other one was one where we see when Bart's first born, and Bart's like a toddler, and Homer and Marge are living in like what looks like a New York apartment. Remember that one?
Yeah.
That weird episode that shows them living in a New York apartment.
Yeah.
Once.
Fucking, it's an odd one.
We'll come to that at some point.
Yeah.
I quite like that episode, I think.
Yeah, from what I remember of it, I quite liked it. But it's
what did you think about this episode?
Absolutely nothing. That's why we keep moving on.
I can tell. Well, David, do you have any final thoughts about this episode that you'd like to spit out?
So it was good. There was a couple of good. I know.
Very nice. Well, I thought it was very, very sentimental.
I thought it was quite nice. There was a bit of heartfelt.
A couple of good jokes. This has been Insert Brain here, a Simpsons podcast. I've been your host, Connor, and with me, as always, has been my co-host, David.
That's been me.
No funny bit again, eh?
Never.
Okay. You can follow us on Instagram at Insert Brain Here Pod or T422.
On Twitter.
And on Instagram.
Oh, no? Oh, yeah, of course, aye.
Check out our website, insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io. And be sure to check out our other podcast, Movie House.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday, we'll be covering the movie Terrifier. And we've already covered Alien vs. Predator, Beetlejuice, and Joker 2019. Oh boy, what a trilogy.
Exactly.
This is technically our third movie house where we did a clown type guy in a row.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, Joker,
Yeah.
Art the Clown.
Yeah.
You can come back here and join us next week when we'll be covering another episode of The Simpsons, I think.
Where we will be talking about everything except from the episode that we're covering.
You can come back here and join us next Wednesday when we'll be covering the Simpsons Season 3 episode Radio Bart.
Ah, okay.
You know that one? It's the one where Bart falls down a well.
That one. Yeah.
Everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that one. It was always showing on Channel 4 for some reason.
They had a select number of, I think it was the episodes that probably like aired the best numbers or whatever that they just fucking repeated over and over.
Perhaps.
And then it created a little cycle of smaller and smaller group of episodes, because then they would be like, oh, these episodes out of those episodes seem to get the best numbers.
Yeah.
Let's do those ones only.
So where people stop tuning in because it's like, oh, it's the same 5 episodes.
Yeah.
You've got 35 seasons of The Simpsons, or 25, whatever you had at the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep. That's it.
Yep. Well, that's all from us.
Smell you later.
That's alright.
Yeah. We've done better. We've done worse.
We've done worse.
Oh, we have.
Oy.
Aye. Right.
Oy vey.
Actually,
There
better
we
timing
go.
when we try.
Oh,
Alright. Fucking hell. Tatty bye.
tatty bye. T for 22 Productions, honey boy.